everyone. So when I grew up in Manhattan, I had a father that was Jewish. He was from the Bronx, and he met my mother, who was a farm girl from Wisconsin. So it's farm girl meets city man. It has a nice twist. And I was raised in a background from an all-star family, so half Jewish, half Catholic. And religion was somewhat confusing to me, but it was nice to have a blend of two different backgrounds and two different worlds coming together. It's like one big love affair. It's a beautiful thing. And I had my Jewish roots run deep. I had a grandma named Bubala. She was my nanny, and she taught my mother, who was Catholic, never missed a Sunday of church, but put on all the Passover meals that she learned from my father's mother, and had the best matzo ball soup. And she was just so teaching the Jewish culture was so beautiful. And my distant cousin, who's Menachem Begum, so was the Prime Minister of Israel. And I just had this real appreciation for the Jewish culture. I think it's so beautiful. It reminds me of, past memories and my grandma and just something, the way I was raised. And so it's so nice to sit here and talk about genuine stories and stories that come from the heart and expressed in such a sincere, loving way, and to share these memories. And being vulnerable, it's a beautiful thing to be. And I think it's good to get in touch with your feelings and share them. And so I am happy to do that and express that. So my mom, being a Wisconsin farm girl, she used to wake up early, milk cows at like 3 o'clock in the morning, a real farm girl. In high school, her principal said, "Catherine, you are gorgeous. You're one of the most beautiful ladies in the school, and you should be, a model in Manhattan." So she went with her girlfriends who were stewardess, and they flew, and they wound up in the city, and she became a top model. She was Miss Brooklyn. She was in magazine ads. She did runways. She was in 17, Burlington Coat Factory. She loved it. And her and her girlfriend were walking on the street, and my father was big in the garment district. He loved what he did. He was in the women's suits business, and he was a Jewish man, and being that she's a farm girl, and they just met on the street. He loved her. He wanted to take her out for lunch, and he was coming from other divorces, 2 Jewish wives before her, and said, "That's it. I'm not going to marry another Jew." So ended up marrying my mother, who took in his children from previous marriages, and she raised them like her own. She didn't have a bad bone in her body. She was a real saint, and just a pure goodness, and just the nice, loving mother, not a bad bone in her body. I'm crying because I miss her so much. And she died of cancer when she was 60 years old. But I can tell you, she was like Mother Teresa. She never lied in her life. She was good to everybody, the mailmen, the nurses, the children, everybody she loved. And had a smile to light up a room. She was beautiful. And I remember that beautiful smile of hers, just so bright and just had so much love in her heart. And I only hope that I could be the mother she was, because she's such a really great mother. And, she used to read to me a lot of books and children's books. And, we took long walks together, and she just hugged me when I was sick and took care of me. And, she was just such a really amazing mother, and I'm so fortunate to have been raised by this beautiful woman. Our mothers are the ones that carried us in our wounds, they're everything. So just hold your mother tight and give her lots of love, because she's the best. My mother was a Catholic woman. She never missed a Sunday of church, but she honored my father for being Jewish, and she would put on all the Passover meals, and she would do everything. And she used to say, you know, when you're in love, you're Jewish. I mean, she loved the culture. She loved everything about it, and you know, she was really amazing. She used to. I remember carrying, you know, going to Zabar's on the Upper West Side. It's a great place. I love it and I miss it. I'll always have a soft spot for it because on Sundays after I would go to church with her, we would come home with Zabar's. We'd have you know, herring and lox and bagels, and this was like a tradition. It was a family tradition, and I really think of her every time I have it. But you know, so it just tells you that two different worlds can come together and create something really beautiful. And so I'm happy to share these stories with you, and I have so many, and I look forward to this new journey and starting the new year, and lots of great changes to come. The best is yet to come.